Graham, it's great to see you at the first annual Essex Golf Day sponsored by Integral Sports Management. How good is it to have all the guys together again playing probably their second favourite sport?
Well, I think most cricketers like golf. You know, in my career, when I started with England with Essex, they always used to go off and play golf on any occasion they could when they had a rest day. There was a few more rest days around way back, but generally cricket and golf go well together. The swing, the sort of timing and everything is normally the same. Most times a cricket ball goes where you want it. The golf ball sometimes doesn't go where you want it, but they get used to that. So it's lovely to be here. Sun shining, you know, good day for cricket or golf.
And also, obviously, because everybody's been living in bubbles and in isolation and quarantine and things like that, there haven't been too many social get-togethers, but finally it just feels like it's getting back to normal, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're getting crowds in at the matches and crowds most sporting events now, which is really nice. And, you know, players respond to, you know, the interaction with the crowd. And, you know, they get motivated by the crowd. So it's nice to sort of be fairly normal and mixing with people here today, you know, people who support Essex Cricket. We're a very family orientated club, and our sponsors and our supporters, members, you know, love watching the team play, and we're having not as good a season this year as we would like, you know, not being in the top division, but we've won 2 games in our division of the county championship recently, so we're sitting pretty in our second group. So yeah, things are good.
In terms of the sponsorship, obviously Integral Sports Management is a new partner. How important is it to forge these new partnerships and really kind of help Essex Cricket to become the force that it wants to be?
Well, we're very grateful for people like Integral Sports Management and our other sponsors to support the club. I mean, that is the lifeblood of the club. We like to think we give, you know, value for money and a great welcome at the Cloud FM County Ground to all our sponsors and supporters. So, you know, it wouldn't be the same without the support we get, and we've been very lucky at Essex ever since I've started playing that we've had that, you know, support that's been there consistently over the years. So we're very happy and grateful and honoured to have companies involved with us.
Brilliant. And in terms of the team, I mean, you said you haven't quite had the season that you would hope for, but in terms of the future and young blood coming through, young talent, are you hopeful? What can we look forward to at Essex Cricket?
Well, we're very proud of the fact that you know, we're still at the moment county champions from 2019, and that was won really with a lot of local homegrown players. I think 8 in our side, and the same in 2017 when we won the county championship and the Bob Willis Trophy last year. So that's important for us. We've had players come from other parts of the world, but generally it's a local talent that has, you know, made us successful, and we're very proud of that. You know, to bring on, you know, young sportsmen and women. We've got lots of girls who play cricket in Essex, and we consider our area to be East London, Essex, Suffolk, Norfolk, Cambridgeshire, all the East Anglia really, and we're a focal point for cricket in our region, and we're very proud of that. And you know, we want to excite and entertain people who come to Chelmsford to watch us, and to give opportunities to every young cricketer, male or female, to play our great game.
Yeah, that's a huge pool of talent to draw from. Is there anyone in particular that you think might be able to go on to, you know, bigger and greater things, especially kind of internationally?
Well, Dan Lawrence from Chingford in East London.
That's where I'm from.
You're Bianca from Chingford. I was born in Leytonstone, so just up the road, Waltham Forest. We love Waltham Forest. Dan played for Chingford, and he's been in the England side lately, and Tom Wesley played for England a few years ago. So yeah, we're proud of our heritage of producing England players. Alistair Cook, obviously, from out in Essex, captain in England, and then Nasser Hussain from Ilford before that, and then way back, you know, when TVs were black and white, that's when I was playing. So one of our aims is to produce players for the national side. We're very proud of that, and they go on to represent the county and be ambassadors for their sport, and that's a very important part of of our great game of cricket is to supply players for England and hopefully to excite our public in this country to watch our game.
Obviously the preliminary squad for the T20 was revealed today, the T20 World Cup. No real surprises in there, Graham, but what were your first thoughts?
I have to say I haven't seen the squad this morning, but I would say on a general note, with our white ball teams, 50 over in England white ball and T20, we've got a lot of choices, and I think the England selectors are in the enviable position really of they could probably put out two teams that will be of equal strength. So there's lots of players who deserve a place, and there's lots of players who probably won't deserve to be left out of the final cut of the squad. But such is the pool of talent and the strength of those teams that you can't pick everyone and you can't play everyone. But that's a nice position to be in.
Speaking of Joe Root, do you see him becoming England's greatest ever batsman with the numbers? Cook on 12,000 something, Root 9,000, yourself 8,900. Do you think that Joe Root's going to be able to surpass all of those legends in the game?
I say he's capable, yes. I mean, he's 30 years of age, so I always think the best years for a batsman are between about 27 and 35, so he's right in the middle of that. What will be the key is whether he stays fit, whether he still has the motivation and hunger, because when you play in international cricket, as much the number of matches that they're playing now, and if that keeps up for a long period of time, he plays every format, so you might think that he might have to drop one of those formats as time goes on, because there's a lot of pressure on playing every format. But I think if he plays, for the next 3 or 4 years and he keeps up his standards, I think I have to say Alistair's 12,000 odd runs is in danger.
It's in danger, right. You heard it here first, guys. And just finally, talking about all the formats, I mean, cricket really is sort of coming into its own as a sport with all the different sort of series, and then there's the 100 competition. It's been a great success with the crowds and shirt sales, and it's becoming kind of like a bit of a phenomena, isn't it, already? What impact do you think this will have on the county game and Test cricket itself?
I think white ball cricket is chipping away at Test cricket in terms of the popularity, and obviously the target audience is very young families, which is a good thing, getting involved in the game. I think it's too early to say what long-term impact 100 cricket will have, because it's very similar to T20. There are some changes in the way they bowl the overs and the way they calibrate the overs and things like that, but essentially the game is very similar, just a little bit shorter. So quite difficult to tell what will happen in the future. I mean, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I mean, I would hate to see Test cricket disappear, and I couldn't give you a guarantee where Test cricket will be in 5 to 10 years' time. I hope it's still as popular as it was at the Oval. And I think one of the things that makes Test cricket popular in this country is it's not just, people don't just go to a Test match in the UK just to watch the sport. They go for the day, the social occasion, meeting their friends, having something to eat, lunch, a few drinks and whatever. It's a big social day out, as well as watching the sport. That's what makes it successful, and that's what stands it a little bit aside from watching Test cricket in a lot of other parts of the world. So long may that continue. Long may England be successful in all forms of the game. So I don't know how it's going to go. I think, in an ironic sort of way, if England win the T20 World Cup, which they're very capable of, they will be one of the favourites, that won't help the popularity of Test cricket.
Just a couple more questions. I don't want to keep you too long, but what's your prediction for the next Ashes series?
Well, I predict that they're going to go out there to start with, because they're saying that if they don't allow the families to go, they won't be going. But close call. I think in their own backyard, Australia will be favourites. They've got a very good bowling attack. Stark, Cummins, Hazelwood, a Lyon are a world-class bowling attack, and again it will come down to whether we can get enough runs on the board to be competitive. At the moment we're relying on one person too much, Joe Root. We need some other players to come to the party. If we can do that, I think we can be competitive. I think our bowling attack, still led probably by Jimmy Anderson, with some younger ones. It'll be a disappointment Jofra Archer can't go. I don't think he will be going, and I don't think Ollie Stone will be going. So that's two quick bowlers missing. I think we could probably cope with that, but we need to get runs on the ball. So at the moment, I would have to give the slight edge to Australia, and I hate pumping the Australians' tyres up.
And just finally, something I know a little bit more about, football, and we're both West Ham fans. Happy Hammers at the moment, Graham. I mean, it's brilliant, isn't it, what's happening at West Ham?
Well, I don't think we've smiled as much as Hammers fans over the last year or so, because we're used to disappointment, we're used to anguish, and we're used to the fact that we know that West Ham can be very, very good and very, very bad, and not a lot in between. But I salute David Moyes. I salute the consistency he's brought to the team, the stability, and above all the integrity of West Ham United Football Club. I think he's had a strong hand in the signings that have been made, which I think have made all the difference. He's given the players belief, he's got a good system, and he's got some good players, and we look a strong side that you can depend on. And that you can't, I think in the past you couldn't always say that. You know, I'm sure, Bianca, you like me would look at a fixture and think, well, we should have a chance of winning that match, and it would all go wrong. And then when you come up against a Man United or a Man City, we used to play a bit better. To be the better the side, we used to play better. But David Moyes done a fantastic job, and I think he's entertaining all those loyal supporters that have been there for many, many years. Because when we all go to watch football at the London Stadium or in the old days at Upton Park, we want to be entertained. And above all, we want to see our team give it their best. They're doing that now, and they're winning games now.
Yeah, and it is exciting to watch, which is fantastic. But are there any concerns, you know, with the fixture list, obviously with the Europa to contend with now, any concerns that, you know, West Ham's form might fall by the wayside? Are you confident that they'll be able to keep that going?
I think are they going to be playing their best side in the Europa League? I hope so, because we don't get obviously much option to, you know, many options over the years to play in Europe. He's made some good signings to make the squad bigger, more depth, so he can rotate the players. I think the concern is that our main threat and our main penetration comes from one player, Mikel Antonio. He's a fantastic player. He's much happier with him as a centre forward rather than a right back, and he's proved himself. He's proved that, you know, he's a sort of player that no Premiership defender wants to play against. But we don't seem to have, you know, ideal replacements for him if he needs to be rested or he gets injured, and there's no doubt he probably will get injured during the summer, so they'll have to play a different system. But I think they've got enough talent to hopefully cope, but we will see.
We will. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. That was
Pleasure.
brilliant.
Lovely to see you.